everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Harika. So in previous video we have seen what is communication mining and what are the challenges one face in day-to-day business communications, and how communication mining becomes a problem solver in helping the businesses resolve all those problems or the challenges faced by the business in the process of these communications, right? And in today's video I am going to talk about some core areas of model training, all the important things that you should have knowledge on before you actually train your model to be confident with. So the person who trains the model is called as a model trainer. He basically, there is no need of any coding background, or you don't have to be a data scientist to train a model. All you need to know is how to train the model, like the base of the model, how to train that particular base of the model first thing, and also how to keep improving the model as you go forward, so that it keeps on improving itself, and also it keeps making the right predictions more accurately in the future. Okay, fine. So now let's get into how do we actually perform the training. So let's keep it simple. I'll try to break it into small parts, and I'll try to explain everything in layman terminology, because it's very easy to understand how do we actually train the model. So let's see if as I have already mentioned in the previous video, the communications mining is all about making the predictions and identifying a piece of information. So let's say if you are considering mails, okay, there's a lot of mails that are coming in on daily basis, right? But we don't train the model on all the mails that comes in, right? We take a small set of data, okay? Whenever we are telling that we are doing training, we perform training using machine learning on a small subset of data, and that model will have the ability to make the predictions across the whole data set. So here our interest is only small subset of data. Okay, so let's look at the core terminologies of the model training. So before to that, just have a look at one of the sample that I have taken in order to use that as an explanation for this video. Okay, so the sample that you have seen on the screen is a subset of the data, right? It's not that all the mails look in the same way, but it's just a reference of the data. So what we actually call it in our model training, what is the terminology that we use to refer this particular sample of the data or the text that we use for the training? So this sample or the free form of the text which we use for the model training is called as verbatim. Okay, so now you have understood what is verbatim, right? So now let's look and see more other details from the email. So if you look into the email more detail, so you can also observe that the user is asking for a change of address, right? So what is the context or the intent of that particular mail? What user is asking? It's a change of address. So what is the intention of that particular mail is, we will call it as the label, right? So the label gives the whole meaning of that particular mail. So that is that we refer to as the context or the intent of the mail, right? So that we refer to as a label. Okay, so now we've got the clarity of what label is, but also take to the next step and we will see some other things in the email, right? So user wanted to change his address, but what address he wants it to change it into? That's a new address, right? So what is the information, the new address information or the data that it has? The data points, all these data points which holds the information, we call it as, or we refer to it is called as an entity, right? So now we have seen three different terms. First is verbatim, second is label, and the third is entity. Verbatim is something as a sample or a free form of the text that we refer to while doing the model training. And the second thing is label, which refers to the context or what is the intention of that particular mail. It refers to the whole content of that particular mail or the context of the mail. That is label, and which holds the data points is called as an entity. So now you have understood what are these three core parts of the model. Okay, so now we've got the clarity on what are these base and the core terminologies that one need to have knowledge in order to do the model training for the communications mining. So now I will leave one more example for you on the screen, and I want you guys to identify what is a verbatim, what is a label, and what is the entity in the comments below. So whoever gives the right answer, I'll put that comment on the top, and I would like to, we will talk more about the other properties of these different terminologies and all in the future videos. And and I'll try to keep it as layman terminology as possible in order to keep it simple and also understandable to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye.